Yo, what it do, what it is, it's cool. Checking in on your screen again. Been seeing a lot of me lately, and I want to know how you feel about that, cause well, you may not have seen it all, but trust me, I'm in here editing and cooking up on the old trusty Mac you see in the background. Uh, hey, let me know. Tap in with me, or you need me just to stay behind the camera and produce the great results that you have learned to love and to appreciate and to share. I need to know. Not that I'm going to actually listen, or I'm going to listen, but not that I'm changing anything. I'm still going to do what I do because, I'm a Scorpio, and that's what we do. If you don't know, it's cool. Checking in and wanted to chat with you a little bit because I've just bought an SD card, so I figured why not run up some memory on it. That was a joke. They cost too much for that. I want to have conversations with personnel like me, behind the camera, consistently creating the art, consistently telling stories that others can appreciate. I want to amplify those that work behind the camera and that consistently do that because we don't get the opportunity to tell our side of the story, and I get it. The paid actor in the back is Caden. He's doing what he do in the room watching his favorite TV shows and laughing and joking. So you might hear him throughout this whole video, but that's fine because he's the real king of the house. Well, he's the future king. I'm still the king for right now. Yeah, I want to have a conversation. Some things I want to talk about. I want to talk about. Sorry, looking at my notes. When did you fall in love with photography? What was that moment like? Right? For me, I think I tell so many variations of the story because there were so many instances that led me to purchasing my first camera. Even before the camera that I joined the DSLR world. First camera I actually bought was a camcorder, and it was my first check. I told somebody this story. I think I told my big bruh the story, but I didn't realize it. But um, that was my, sorry, looking at the Comica VM40. Need a mic. Make sure you tap in with it. Make sure it was connected, but we got some sound going through, so hopefully it's working. But a Sony Handycam. I was working at Sears, and first check was like $300, and I think I spent $550. Yeah, responsible, I know. On a Handycam, and I don't regret it because it allowed me to capture a lot of great moments at the time that was helping to build the eye that I currently have and that you currently get to enjoy. So that was my first time picking it up. I think I fell in love with photography before then, and there were many moments. I can't really recall any behind the camera, but it was the reaction I used to see when people used to see, back in the old days. You young cats don't remember this, but we used to have to print our shits, and that was the only way we was gonna see them shits. Um, but seeing people reaction when they seen a Polaroid or a picture developed that they can observe, and just took them back to that moment because it probably took a month or two for you to develop that film. Unless you had a Polaroid and it came instantly. That was the closest thing we had to digital. So you young punks, enjoy it because we really came from the struggle. I'm just kidding. You're not punks, not all of you. But I think it was just the reaction that you used to get when you saw a picture developed. And I always wanted to create that over and over again because it never failed, regardless of who it was and what was the circumstance when they got to see a picture that was developed, and they tapped into that memory, and when that picture was captured, it just always seemed to captivate that person or those people when they witnessed that. And I wanted that feeling over and over again. So if I had to dig real deep into the memory bank, which is deep because I'm getting older, I think that would be my answer when I fell in love with photography. Seeing photos being created either by my pops, my parents, and keeping it, and then watching them stored, and then watching the reaction after they got to see it. That was when I fell in love with photography. And it's something I try to consistently give to people now, even in the digital world. It could be hard, be difficult, because everything is so digitized and everything is so readily accessible, but that's the beauty of it. But I want that old analog, that old film type of vibe that can't be recreated. It's just a feeling, that you reflect back on over and over again. So I want to know that from you as well. Tell me, when did you fall in love with photography? When did you fall in love with photography? And what was that moment? How did it feel? Let's chat about it. Let me know. Photographers, videographers, cinematographers. Let's sit down. I want to do more of these. I want to, embrace the community. There's so many people entering the space that, haven't received a warm welcome. And regardless on their skill level, I want to, welcome them with open arms, and be able to reflect and build bread together, and be able to help each other continue to grow. That's my goal with all of this. So if that's you and you got the same MO and you're not selfish and being an individual out here, tap in with me. Let me know. Picture Perfitz conversations. Also, what I would like to know is what was your first camera? I kind of went into mine. And the reason why I wanted to know the first camera, because it says a lot about you, or there's a story behind it. Like I said, my first camera that I ever purchased was irresponsible purchase of buying a Sony Handycam, but into my new world, when I became an adult, a real adult, and had a real job. She was real. But when I joined the military, one of my first checks as well was there's a common theme here. A Canon T3i Rebel joint, with the kit lenses that came with it. Came with a bundle of some trash ass lenses that I thought I was getting steal, but they stole on me. I think it was the kit. There's like 18 to 55, or I think it was 75 to 300, whatever. It had a crazy zoom on it. That wasn't actually terrible, but now that I know what I know, actually it was good for the times. It helped me learn a lot. It gave me crazy range. I just didn't know the foundation. So, but I love that camera. That was a phenomenal entryway. It was cheap, inexpensive, and it just gave me so much knowledge to be able to grow and to take that into my second, which I'm not going to say it unless I have a conversation with you, because that's not one of my questions. And I'm sure you don't want to hear about my second camera, even though I'm going to tell you it was a Canon 7D Mark II. Phenomenal camera. First shot. My first shot into this new world of, being a quote-unquote photographer. I say quote-unquote at the beginning because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But my first shot was given to me by my partner. I'm sure he's watching. My dog, my ace, my Navy brother, but turned into my real brother, Wardell B. Bradley. Bought the camera and stuff, and he had his own vision stuff he was working on, so we kind of crossed paths. We would sit down often and just talk big dreams and big ideas, and we would execute. And he was the first person that allowed me to photograph him. We was in Virginia Beach at the time, and he just took the time out, and we just shot it in the middle of the street. I think it was in the middle of the street. And some other places around VA, but we loaded up the SD cards and just started shooting. And if we shot 100 images, maybe 10 of them hoes was fire. And B let me hit, and he gassed me up, and it just kept me going. So B, I always appreciate you. I tell you that in private, I'm gonna tell you in public. Appreciate you for allowing me to get the foundation out the way and create images with you, and instilling that confidence in me that I can actually do it. Because 10 out of 100 ain't bad, if you keep going. Even Shaq couldn't shoot free throws like that, but he a Hall of Famer. That was my first shot. That was my first opportunity. I had plenty more opportunities there. I started where I was at. I shot with everybody that I knew military-wise in the area. Then I started reaching out of my comfort zone, started reaching out to other people. Some people was like, give me some real news of I ain't that good, and I appreciated that because it's what I needed to hear at the time. But people that knew me, they fucked with me, they was like, yo, just keep doing your thing, and I appreciate that. That was their nice way of saying, yo, you suck, but do better. And I did, and I'll be here. That was my first shot. Appreciate you, B. Shout out to you, my brother. Then I want to know for you, in a flash, and it's a speed round, but what I'm gonna go through is speed round of this or that. So I may yell out random shit like this or that, or in a flash, zoom or prime, and your answer may be whatever it is. For me, I'm gonna say prime all day. Like, nothing beats a prime lens. Only time zoom lenses are as necessary to me is an event or stuff that's fast moving. If I'm looking for consistent output on my shot, then I'm going with the prime lens. 85, 35, 24, whatever the case may be, that fixed number. If I'm working an event or a wedding or whatever in that realm, then I'm gonna go for a zoom. Preferably, what I have is a 24 to 105, gets the job done. I don't have a 70 to 200. I did. Kaden broke it. So salute to my son. I think he broke it, but I no longer have one. I didn't buy one because I didn't see the need for it, and I felt stagnant when I had it, because I would use it for everything, and I had like 4 other lenses that I just wouldn't use because that one was phenomenal. It's a great lens, but it doesn't really help you expand on your creativity, so that's important. Lighting, for this or that, or in a flash, I may say constant or strobe. And today I would say strobe all day, every day. Love strobes and what they do for photography and photography only. If I'm in a space where I have to be hybrid and hit that treacherous video button, then of course I'm gonna go for constant light, because the strobe ain't gonna do you no good. But 10 out of 10 times, if I'm shooting a still, I need them strobes on deck. 600, depending on the circumstance. 200 can get it done in a lot. So if you out there, you don't have to go get the most expensive gear. Just go get you a 200, you'll be straight for the most part. You start challenging, or the sun starts becoming a challenge, then you might want to up your game. 600. There's some cheaper ones on the market, so tap in with it. So that's an example of in a flash. I want to know from you. Those might be the questions I ask, or it might be some other shit where I make you pick this or that. And I'm sure the viewers want to know, and I want to know from your perspective. And then oh snap, gear is something that photography related that you have your eye on purchasing. I want to know that. Great conversation, right? So we could talk about some new things that's coming to the market, or maybe some things that we wish that will come to the market. And if it did, we would gladly throw that card out and be like, yo, swipe it twice if it's that good. For me, photography related, the moment they make a camera where I don't need an SD card, and I can Canon, and I could just hook up an SSD and record straight to the SSD, swipe my card, take it. I don't care what the cost is. Okay, I kind of care. If it's like a few wow, I can't do it. Y'all make an entry one, we can work on it. We can build on it from there. But that's my old snap. It might be something else. What else would I? I don't know. That's all I got right now. That's the one at the top of my brain, because I keep buying SD cards, and them shits ain't cheap. And the more expensive your camera gets, and the better quality you try to render, the more capacity and firepower you need, and them hoes ain't cheap. So if y'all keep asking me for free shoots, at least offer me a SD card. CF Express, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, don't matter. Any one alphabet, one that fit in my Canon cameras, we can get it popping at least. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so oh snap, that's what oh snap is about. I want to hear from you, and I want to know. My closing remarks, I want to keep it real frank and to the point. Probably longer or shorter than what we've been recording on, because this is a cinema camera. I don't know how long this motherfucker been rolling. But I want to keep it short, to the point, and I just want to break bread with creative minds, and those in the same field, and those that are desiring to do similar things, which is capture great storytelling through images, either through motion or through still. I want to chat with you, and I want to break bread with you. Closing remarks: give advice to yourself first starting out. Yo, slow down. You don't gotta buy everything in the world. You can take as long as you need, and if you're not as comfortable as you need, by year 10, keep going, and then get to year 11, then get to year 12, 13, 14, 15, however long it takes. Right now we're on year 13, and when I first started out, I wanted to be the master by year 1 end, and it didn't work like that. I got a rude awakening from the beginning that I really had to, you know, do some work and do some research and really try to figure this thing out if I really want to be good. Um, but I imagine being Spike Lee, Michael Bay, Tarantino, your big directors by year 3, 4 tops, because I really had that much confidence in myself and was very delusional in myself as well. But that's not the case, and that's not how it works. So now at year 12, 13, I'm very happy on where I'm at and the knowledge that I've been able to acquire. And then, we'll see what 14, 15, 16 looks like. And then we'll definitely maybe on the Spikes. Me and Spike might be having lunch by then. Shout out to Spike Lee. Holla at me. One of my favorites of all time. Michael Bay too for the action joints. There's some more. Ryan Coogler, of course. How can you not like Ryan? There's some more. I don't want to name too many. But shout out to them. They not all black. Most of them are. Because I like to see myself and other people. But that doesn't mean I can't relate to everybody. But yeah, that's what my closing remarks would be. Is give yourself advice. That's the advice that I would give myself. And then give advice to your future self. Go big or go home. That's the advice I'm giving to my future self. It's kind of contradicting going back to my younger self. But now that I know what I know, go big and go home. And that doesn't mean spend all your money until you broke. That's reaching out to the best talent. That means reaching out to the best producers, directors, reaching out to the best gaffers, reaching out to the best assistants, reaching out to the best. Because if you really think you're the best, then you ought to be in a room with others that you also consider the best. So go big or go home. Don't be afraid. Don't just occupy or have people sit in seats just because it's convenient. Go get the best people so you can get the projects done. Now, I have a lot of projects on my brain, but bringing people in to kind of help those things come to fruition, sometimes I could be a little hesitant. I gotta do more research and more acting out when it comes to reaching out to the best and bringing them in and trusting them to be able to tell the story that needs to be told. So that'll be the advice I give to my future self, is get out my own way and go big or go home. And I'm already big, so we not going home. More to come with all this. Picture Perfitz. Everybody knows. You probably don't know. Fitz for having his own. Came up with many years ago. 13, 14 years ago to be exact. And everything fits because Fitz is everything. And the first introduction of Fitz was always in the photography, which came about with a photo that fits. And then other branches and other leaves have grown since then, but that is the foundation, capturing the image, capturing the moment, so that we can enjoy and love it forever. And I continue to do more of that, and I want to do more with you. So Picture Perfect, sit down, conversations while we discuss a few things. We can go over more stuff than what I just outlined. Again, I don't want to ask you to do stuff, and I don't do it for myself. So that's me, the answers to all of my questions, and now I want to get the answers to all of yours. So tap in with me. You know who it is, Mr. Fevin's on his court. Peace and blessings. Tap in. Hey, like, comment, share, all this shit, so that we can get them likes, views, and them sponsorships up. Don't bring no bullshit around me though. I only want to goddamn promote the good shit. So if you ain't good, just go somewhere else, please. Thank you. Blessings to everybody along the journey. Keep your head high and keep doing what you do. Forever in the zone. Holla.